we know that Bullhorn Automation can clean data, it can maximize the value of it, which is, if data is anything, it is infinite. And that is not necessarily a good thing when you're in recruitment. So you need it clean, you need it mean, you need it available. It can help with recruitment pipelines, it can help with recruiters' time management skills. But we've got this feature called calendar that is now within Bullhorn Automation. And I'd really love to hear how recruiters can use it when traditionally recruiters in many businesses do not use their calendars. So talk to me, how can we use calendar?
Well, I'll jump in the ring here. I really like it because there's two ways you can use it. And one is in your automation. So that way, like, for example, if you're doing a job matching or an outreach, right there in the automation, it can say, are you interested in talking about it? Schedule time with me. And not only, and this is the biggest thing that I think people don't realize, not only is it offering them the calendar so that way they can book time, but it's driving them to your website. And I feel like it's easy to miss out on how crucial that is, because once you're on their website, let's face it, human nature, you're going to start clicking around. So now they're on your jobs board. Now they're looking at the stuff that you have displayed. So it's not just about giving them the ability to book time and self-service, but it's driving them where you want them to go.
Yeah, I agree with that. I certainly like the idea of using notes type triggers. So adding a notes type and then triggering off emails that incorporate the idea of booking your calendar. So the classic examples are, I've got an interview, I need to speak to you. Here's my diary, book my diary. It saves that 57,000 emails backwards and forwards trying to negotiate when we should be speaking. So note type triggers, really, really quick, concise ways of adding emails and getting notifications out there and getting your calendar booked.
I will give a warning though, once you enable calendar and your candidates and clients feel the ease of self-service and not having to go back and forth on 7 different emails on when are we going to meet, they're going to expect nothing less. So it's a fantastic bar to set, but it's a beautiful thing that calendar can make happen.
One thing I want to call out though, because sometimes I get that I'm scared of being just overburdened with meetings, is it doesn't actually happen. A big part of it, the value prop, I mean, yes, self-service, yes, booking time, but also it's the perception that you're available for them. Like that warm, fuzzy feeling that just really improves the candidate experience, knowing that if they need to get a hold of you, you're there.
Yeah, I suppose one way around that, though, is you specify a time frame, 3 till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Those are the only times I'm going to open up my diary. So that gets around that problem. Candidates can feel, or sales contacts can feel as if they're available, but you've also protected maybe the main part of your day to doing your core recruitment processes.
You either own your calendar or somebody else owns it for you. So I prefer the first instead of the later. And the nice part is you can set those configurations of I only want X amount of meetings per day. You can't book with me before X amount of time. So you can make sure there's no last minute meetings. You can make sure you don't have 6 hours of back-to-backs. You can put some time buffers in between. So you can really own and calibrate your own schedule, which will unlock your own productivity instead of kind of outsourcing your calendar to the whims and desires of others.
A little bit of, sorry, go on.
I was going to say one thing too that I've realized in using it, because I use it obviously all the time now, is I like not having to think about time change differences. So for example, looking with both of you, I don't have to think about the math of like, okay, their 2 p.m. is what the calendar does it for me. Just here you go, you figure it out. If it shows available, it's because it works with my time zone too.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm a big fan of when you start using tech like this, and very similar to chatbot that we'll talk about in a different video. It's a little bit like, now's the time for recruiters to start looking in the mirror before they leave the house. And putting their best face on, which in itself is not a big ask, but looking good, making sure that your website and the comms around that are able to receive people at 11 o'clock at night is just akin to, if you're going out on a date, you want to look good. And equally with calendar, rather than just opening up your calendar and making you look like you're available 24/7, which in itself, you want to seem a little bit not unavailable, but you want to seem busy. Because you want clients to think, oh, this girl's time is really precious, I better choose. And there are just very slim, cute ways of making sure that your diary looks like it needs to be booked. Absolutely. Get them skipping into that meeting rather than just draining your time. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much.
bye.